Hi, I'm Ernie Franzen. Welcome to the Journal-Sentinel Editorial Board's Fourth and State. We're pleased to have with us today Mayor Tom Barrett of Milwaukee, who is here to discuss the city budget for 2014. Mayor, welcome.
It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming on.
Sure.
Can you go just first to the basic bottom line for the average homeowner? What does the 2014 budget mean for property taxes?
Well, we're going to see a 1.6% tax levy increase, which is about $398 million. But if you're at home and you're wondering, okay, what does that mean for me?
Yeah.
For the average homeowner, it's going to be about a $4.85 increase. So that's for a home that's valued a little over $100,000. Now there'll be some fee increases, and we view for the average home that you're going to see about an $18.44 increase for the year. And
that including the property tax?
The property tax, yeah, that does include the property
Okay.
tax, and the various charges that come every couple of months as well.
Right. Any cut in service for garbage or anything else?
No. The one thing, and this may be controversial, we're going to be asking people to put out their garbage and recycling all year round. Right now we've got our workers that go and pick it up in the wintertime. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to move to the one-armed trucks that can pick things up. That means we have to have it out all year round. So we're moving to that. We've done that in a couple areas in the city. We're proposing that we're going to do that throughout the entire city. It's going to be up to the council to decide whether they agree with that recommendation.
Okay. Give us some of the bigger picture of the budget too.
Well, there's a couple things that are going on here.
Yeah.
One is we want to continue the economic growth that we have had in the city. So we are investing in projects like the Northwestern Mutual Project, the Reed Street Yards, which is the area just south of the Harley-Davidson Museum in the Menominee Valley. We're continuing to work for the development in the old Pabst Brewery. And then the 30th Street Industrial Corridor. We want to develop more jobs there. So there's a focus on jobs. But we're really focusing on a lot of neighborhood things this year. First and foremost, we're going to be hiring 100 police officers. And this does not mean that the force is going to expand by 100. We're going to have an average force of about 1,855. But what we want to do is maintain the police department's strength. And I think what a lot of people don't realize that in a lot of large American cities, they have seen layoffs of police or they've seen their police force shrink through attrition. We have avoided that by and large here in the city of Milwaukee. We've had slight changes over the years, but I didn't want to see a diminution of services in the police department. And in fact, we're going to be moving some police, some sworn personnel, from data analysis back onto the street, for example. So we're pleased with what that is going to be.
Is the department the right size? Or do you want more? Or?
Well, if you look at where we are, both in terms of cities comparable to us, we're about where we should be. If you look at cities that have the same level of crime, we're about where we should be. So we don't think we need a dramatic increase, but we certainly don't want to have a lowering of the number of police officers that we've got working for the city of Milwaukee in any measurable way.
And is the department using the right strategy? After the spate of shootings this summer, it seemed pretty bad.
Well, we had a really rough July and an even rougher August. And those, August in particular, was probably the roughest month since I became mayor back in 2004. There may have been another month, but I don't recall another month that was as bad as August. But I think the chief and his men and women are doing the right thing. They use a data-driven method. They go to the hotspots. They're working with community groups. They're trying to use technologies. This is, for example, the shot spotter. We're very thankful to the county executive for recommending that the county help us with the shot spotter. We'd like to have the state step in to do the same. It's a really effective technology. So we're looking for partners there. So again, back to your question, police size is something that's important. The second thing for the neighborhoods that we're doing that is extremely important is we're dealing with the foreclosure crisis. And this has hit some central city districts much harder than other parts of the city, but it has a ripple effect on the whole city, and it drives down property values. And we were able to utilize some federal dollars for several years. That money has dried up. We are going to be very aggressive in trying to get rid of homes that are beyond the point of no return. Others we're going to try to save. But we're putting over $11.6 million into dealing with the foreclosure crisis, something that we didn't have 5 years ago. So that's one of the frustrations. We're on the move, we're proactive, but it's on an issue that you don't want to particularly be proactive on. So because of that, what we want to do is we want to make sure we're showing the neighborhood some love. And so we've made a major initiative in neighborhood libraries, which are very, very important. And we're very happy with how Villard Square turned out. We're happy how East Library on North Avenue is coming along. And so what we're doing is we want to continue this mixed-use model where you have a library on the main floor and apartments above it. So we're looking on the south side at Forest Home, then back to the north side with Mill Road and King and Capitol Drive Library. So we're showing a commitment to the neighborhood.
Do you see a change in the role of library?
Oh, absolutely. This is not your mom and dad's library.
Yeah.
A lot of work on literacy, certainly a lot of work on computers. Just Saturday, I was in Forest Home, and there was a computer class there. And what we did, and this is one of the other things that we've done specifically in this budget, we did have a grant from the federal government for some technology specialists in the library, 6 technology specialists that was funded by the federal government. That money has dried up. We made a conscious decision to keep them on because we think it's been successful. And there are a lot of people who don't have computers at home, and they need that technology to do homework, to look for jobs, to do all sorts of things. So again, that's how the libraries have changed. But we still find them to be well used, well stocked, books, movies, you name it. They're still a gathering place and a safe place. So one of the other things that we've done and we're going to continue to do is we've got a teacher in the library program to help kids after school, and it's a safe place. It's a place where we want to have the learning continue.
What are you proudest of in this budget?
I'm proudest that we have not had to cut services at a time when we're just getting hit by all these outside forces. And in fact, we are on the offensive. We're on the offensive on the libraries. I'm very proud of that. We're on the offensive on the foreclosure, which is not a fight that I want to fight, but we have to be on the offensive for that. I'm proud that we're maintaining our police strength, and we're continuing a focus on jobs, which has always been one of the things I've said is paramount, is making sure that we've got jobs where we can support our families.
And you said the city's debt load is fairly moderate compared to other cities.
Yeah, if you look at the rating agencies, they describe our debt load as moderate, and we're very, very proud of that. We pay it off very, very quickly. And I give a lot of credit to the Common Council for this. I give a lot of credit to our predecessors. We have a culture here in Milwaukee where you don't get a lot of debt and you pay it off as quickly as you can. And boy, when you look at what's going on in other cities right now, knock on wood that we're able to do that.
So we're not becoming Detroit.
We are not. We are so not Detroit. Okay. I mean, the only thing that we've got in common with Detroit is Prince Fielder. You know, that was here and now he's there.
Oh, he's there.
That's the only thing.
What is the weakest part of this budget? What do you?
That we are not going to be able to deal with all of the foreclosures at once. And we're pleased that the state came forth with $2 million. But keep in mind, the state had $24 million and still has that $24 million that has discretion over. And we're going to continue to ask the state for help in that area because this is not a problem that was created by people who live in homes that were foreclosed. This is a much bigger problem that came from external forces, not from neighborhoods.
Well, thank you. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And thank you for watching.